So Breachers is a 5 versus 5 tactical VR multiplayer shooter. It's a game where you actually have to work with your team to reach a specific objective, and you can use lots of weapon customizations and gadgets to actually achieve those goals. I'm Timothy van Hebberich. I'm the CEO and founder of Triangle Factory. We chose Unity because we're building multiplayer VR games, and with VR right now, the player base isn't that very big yet. So I think what's really important for us is that we're able to bring those games cross-platform to as many VR platforms as we can. I think that's a really strong point where Unity is really good at. Since we're building games with live services, it's super important that we have a good partner to actually run all those live services. Services like having multiplayer servers, voice chat, friend system, matchmaking, all those kind of things. And since Unity Game Services offers that almost in like one complete package, it was like the perfect match. Building a multiplayer shooter, and definitely a multiplayer shooter in VR, you really want to have low latency for everyone who's playing the games. So having servers in multiple different locations is also very crucial. And then of course, you're running a live ops game, so you kind of want to make sure that if the game suddenly scales up like really fast because some of your marketing is getting a lot of traction, you really want to be prepared so that it's scalable. And I think with multiplayer, for example, it's really good because you have bare metal servers that you can set up at like a lot of different locations. And then you have the comfort of going into cloud when you kind of underestimated maybe the capacity of your servers. And then you can like also manage those costs as well, like really efficiently, because if you go into the cloud, even though cloud is a bit more expensive, you'll be able to start up new bare metals so that you can immediately take control over those costs and like get them down again, because bare metal, of course, is cheaper than cloud. One of the other challenges of doing a VR multiplayer game that's cross-platform in most of our cases is the fact that you want people to find each other, and you also want people to have a good experience online if you're just starting out as a new player or you're a very experienced player. So that's where stuff like Matchmaker becomes very important. The ability to add friends, even though they're maybe playing on a different platform, put people together that are nearby in the same locations and that they are able to find a good game to immediately jump into. The community is basically what drives your game, definitely like a multiplayer shooter or multiplayer games in general. I think friends is super critical for us as we build VR multiplayer games, and we know that the player base is not that big. We kind of want to make sure that we have a friend system that's cross-platform. Some people will be playing on a Meta device, while other people will be playing on a Pico or PC VR device. And being able to get those people together, I think that's really important and really improves the community building as well. I think Vivox is very important to us because we're building a tactical multiplayer shooter, and you have to work like really close together with your team to actually reach your goals. And of course, like voice chat becomes super critical in a game like that, where you actually need that communication channel to be successful and actually achieve your goals. One of the biggest challenges is making your game that way that it's both fun for people who play it just to have a good time, and on the other hand, people who play our games in a very competitive way. I think the best advice that I ever received about game design is iterate and playtest really frequently, and be willing to adapt and change your game based on feedback that you're getting.